During the editing process of Unexpected, I had to consider multiple factors in order to enhance the narrative of the film. These factors include colour grading, ADR and music. One of the biggest tasks to complete in post-production was ADR. Due to the film being set in a restaurant, our location was naturally filled with a lot of unwanted background sound caused by customers and staff. Therefore, we were aware from the beginning of the shoot that ADR would be essential in order to have a professional sounding film. Although I feel as if I was able to accurately sync the ADR audio to the visuals, I feel as if a lot of the energy and realism in the talent's performances was lost through having to repeat lines in a studio rather than on a set.
Do you want another drink?
I'll have another drink, but not this time. It's been nice.
It's the first time I heard a Russian turn down a drink.
In future, I will push to find other means of obtaining professional sounding audio and will use ADR as more of a last resort. A big inspiration for the editing process of Unexpected is a date scene in the 2014 thriller Whiplash.
I mean, the food's good too, but
No, the pizza's really good.
When I Wake,
What?
that's the name of the song.
Oh.
Jackie Hill, July 17th, 1938.
For example, the original cut for Unexpected had a non-diegetic piano melody over it. After thinking about this decision more, I decided that the piano music made the film feel far more cinematic than the director wanted it to feel. In the scene from Whiplash, a diegetic soundtrack was played in the background as if it was being played in a restaurant. I decided this was far more effective at maintaining realism while still creating a romantic mood, which I aimed to create in Unexpected. I took this idea and asked a composer to compose a piece which has a romantic feel and would sound natural in a restaurant. I then added effects to the piece, including a directional sound and a slight reverb in order to make the piece sound diegetic. This better accomplished the director's aim.
Kazan. Sochi.
No.
Moscow.
No.
St. Petersburg.
No.
Another large aspect to consider in my edit was colour grading. I wanted my grade to create a romantic and cinematic feel. I decided this as I felt this would enhance the director's aim of misleading the audience into believing the date is going well. In order to achieve this, I analysed Plutchik's Wheel of Emotion, which is a diagram which links the emotions felt by the audience to the colours shown on screen. From this diagram, I decided that the use of emphasising reds and oranges could help to create emotions such as love, admiration and joy. The crew had already considered these colours when dressing the set and choosing costumes. In the film, the actress was wearing a red top and the table we used for the scene was orange. I decided to emphasise these colours in the colour correction and grade the piece to have an orange glow in order to match these moods. I feel as if this was successful. In my second project, The Promise, I was the director.
And we promise you'll be the biggest hotshot in town. We promise you'll be the biggest hotshot in town. Feel as if your life is at a dead end. Brand new deodorant. We promise you'll be the biggest hotshot in town.
The directorial process for this was a process which had many flaws, and is a process which I feel I've learnt a lot from. The film suffered from regular major changes to the script, the editor and the cast, which caused many faults in the final outcome of the project, which in many ways I am accountable for as a director. After many issues in pre-production, we finally landed on a script which we all felt confident about. Going into the shoot, I'd done some research and decided that I would focus on building the character, as he is the focus of everything that happens in the film. For the first half of the film, I wanted the character to be portrayed as a run-down, dead-end slacker, someone who feels as if they have achieved very little in life and has little care for his hygiene. Originally, I decided to use low light to enhance this mood. However, this led to extremely grainy footage and eventually led to the decision to reshoot under brighter lighting, which reduced the desired effect. I learnt from this that in the future I will take more into account my equipment's capabilities before shooting under low lighting. A way in which I feel I successfully portrayed the character through my direction was the use of extreme uncomfortable close-ups to make the character appear disgusting.
I've been noticing this ring. It's very interesting. Family crest?
And short transitions to show the passing of time and to make the character appear lazy.
The Orient, and when he got home, he had it cut down.
You must tell me about it sometime.
I will. But first I must
Oh,
find
now
out.
it's 2 lumps. Oh.
One other thing I wanted to achieve with the film's mood is dullness. I wanted the first half of the film to mirror the dullness of the character's life before he finds his hope through a body spray halfway through the film. I achieved this through maintaining a slow pace, through dragged out shots and through sound design. Many of the shots in the first half of The Promise are elongated in order to create a slow pace and overall emphasise how mundane the character's life is. Furthermore, I felt as if using diegetic audio from a film from the 30s can stereotypically add to the slow mundaneness of the scene.
Oh, thanks. I think I'll stay outside a while and smoke a cigarette.
Then I'll say good evening. It was very nice talking with you, Mr. Carrington.
I feel as if this was successful also. One final way in which I achieved this mundaneness was through the talent's direction. Throughout the process, we worked with the actor to ensure that he shows very little expression throughout the first half in order to add to this effect. Overall, The Promise was a film which I have learnt a lot from. It's taught me the importance of organisation and time management. Directing is something I hope to explore again, but with much more organisation and preparation, and with a clearer vision of what I want to create. My third project was Broken. When working on the sound for Broken, I had a lot to consider. For example, one thing which I had to consider was music. Due to the large focus of the man playing his guitar during the film, I had to find a way to best capture his playing. To do this, I recorded him playing the whole song on the camera's onboard microphone, and then sent the footage to the editor for him to sync the audio to a studio version of the song, in order to obtain the highest quality audio as possible. Much of the audio for Broken was audio which had to be integrated in post-production. This meant that a lot of Foley and wild tracks had to be recorded in order to perfectly capture the audio of all our locations and characters' actions. Sound effects which I had to obtain Foley for included footsteps, smashing bottles and guitar tuning sounds. In order to capture these sounds to their highest quality, I'd wait until all footage for a scene has been shot and then spend half an hour at location, analysing the footage, capturing any sound which the director may want to include in the final edit, and capturing wild tracks. I feel as if this was successful, and I was able to capture all necessary sound for the edit to its highest possible quality. One other task which I was involved in was finding a song for the film. We were lucky enough to have an actor who had a small musical discography, so as part of my role, I decided to go through his discography to find a song which fitted the mood of the piece and the director's aim. When talking to the director, he told me he wanted something which is quite progressive and builds to a climax. After spending some time exploring the artist's discography, I found a song which I felt was appropriate to the piece. The song started very simple and used a layering to build intensity as the piece continues. I felt this would work well with the director's idea of the film increasing in intensity in order to represent the character's increasing negative state of mind and his eventual mental breakdown at the end, when the song is at its most intense section. Overall, I am proud of my work on the sound of Broken and look forward to working on sound under different circumstances in the future.